Welcome to the Foul Out Podcast. Today we got Willie on the cam, my brother Arkeem, and myself. And we're gonna have Cam join later on, most likely. Um, Today is June 25th. Rest in peace to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, Billie Jean.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's start it off. Let's
Shout out
start it off
Cooper
with Mike
Flag.
Jack, man. What they say, Mike Jack's death is just like 9/11. Like everybody remember what they was and what they was doing when they heard the news. What was y'all's Michael Jackson story?
Hey man, I don't remember what I
What year was this?
2008,
2009.
9.
So I'd have been going into the
I was
eighth
going to
grade?
the 11th grade.
Was
Was this
ninth grade.
Catholic? Was this when we joined Catholic? I don't know. Something like that.
Okay. Well, what's y'all's favorite Michael Jackson song?
My favorite Michael Jackson story. It ain't really got to do with Michael. It got to do with Dick Gregory. You say song or story?
Either one.
So Dick Gregory really broke it down. If y'all don't know who Michael Jackson is, and you just never got the true story of Michael Jackson, it's the true uncut version. Google on YouTube, Michael Jackson, Dick Gregory. You want it when Dick Gregory old. And I don't want to spoil it for you. Akeem is also a fan of that interview. And just know that Dick Gregory gives you a behind-the-scene look of Michael Jackson. And I think if Mike was here today, that's what he would want to be remembered as, that Dick Gregory interview. Favorite song, though, is probably PYT, though.
Okay,
You see
yeah.
them holes in his wrist.
Speaking of Mike Jackson, that producer Darkchild, he was recently on the Breakfast Club, and he said that the reason why Michael Jackson came out on Jay-Z's Summer Jam concert was because he connected them, and he said Michael Jackson also accepted Jesus like a couple weeks before he passed. So that's pretty cool. Let me see,
So
man.
Michael Jackson didn't believe in God?
I don't know. I just saw a little clip that said, he really accepted things and stuff like that a few weeks before. Not to say he didn't, but that's just what the little clip said. Anyway, my favorite Michael Jackson song is tough, man. It might come down to Human Nature and You Rock My World.
My favorite Michael Jackson song, Human Nature. What's the other one? Beat It. What song is that? You Got My Line.
That's You Rock My World.
You Rock My World. Okay. Follow that hour. He got some hits. And maybe it's that I like that, whenever I'm out like in a party or at a bar or something, they put it. What song is that?
See, I like it when Mike used to get on there and spit. Like on Dirty Diana when he was like, you seen those things in front of me.
Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah, I like that. Dirty Diana.
The one Chris Tucker performed on Rush Hour 2. The party, come here, girl. You did that.
Oh, that was Get Closer.
Oh, get closer. And I'm burning now.
Is that Michael Jackson?
Yeah, just love me.
Don't stop till you get enough. Come on.
Yeah, don't stop till you get enough.
Oh, yeah.
That song go hard. Like you just out somewhere, you wavy, that mug going.
Yep.
He really one of the greatest musicians of all time. Willie, you ever seen that We Are the World? You see that We Are the World?
The live one when he was looking at them folks, he was like,
dude, Lionel Richie said He said I was in the house and he said he just heard two people cussing at each other. And it's like sound like somebody was fighting. He said Michael Jackson said, "Oh, that's the bird. He's talking to the dog and they're fighting." So he was like, "What the hell?" What? He said they was trying to write the song. He was like, okay." He said then he just heard something say, he said he was like, "What the?" He said he looked over. It was a big ass snake, like a boa constrictor. And he said, "Ah!" And then Michael Jackson said, oh my God, Lionel, we've been missing him for about 3 weeks. He's coming out to say hi." And a lot of rich said, "All right, I ain't no writing no music over here. We gonna have to do this another time."
That's what I said. He gotta be the greatest for him to act like that and people still rock with him. He had to be the greatest, man.
Yeah, shout out to Michael Jackson, boy. That boy was bad. They tried to get him just like they try and get Diddy. I think, you saw they dropped. They had 4 charges on Diddy. They dropped 3 of them. Right here at the end of the case, dropped 3 of them, man. And just say, hey, just focus on if you think he did something illegal, basically racketeering, making money off illegal business.
Yeah. And
trying to get
speaking
something to stick.
of, Diddy's team didn't call any witnesses, and they say that means like
They think that they got him.
yeah, they feel confident that the prosecution's case is weak and that they got a real chance at winning.
I mean, me personally, I would have still called some witnesses up there to make it look even worse. But that's just me. But they probably feel like, man, we got this. I don't know. But anyway, wish Diddy the best. If he's innocent, let him go free. If he's not innocent, do what y'all got to do. But Michael Jackson, a real iconic legend, man. There ain't many people like Mike out there, man. Ain't many like Mike. So what's the next topic?
I was trying to transition to it with Diddy.
Oh,
But
that's it.
yeah, that's one of
my
them.
fault. I didn't check. So, Willie, what do you think about Diddy? You think Diddy gonna come home?
They're gonna get him on something.
They only got one thing, racketeering. Like I said, they dropped.
That's what they're gonna get. Whatever left they got, that's what they're gonna get him on.
So wait a minute. But let me just explain this to the people. These guys were in there for 6 weeks saying, hey, he's an arson. He like to blow things up. And they're trying to say coercion and kidnapping, that he kidnapped somebody. It was also in there saying he was a sex trafficker, bringing people across state lines to perform acts for people. And they spent 6 weeks trying to do that. And then now, right at the buzzer, they're going to tell the jurors, we dropping those 3 charges away from him. Don't worry about it. Forget all that stuff happened. Just wasting taxpayer dollars. Yeah, just drop them charges right there on him. Because we know we ain't going to just drop them. And y'all just focus on racketeering. Yeah, that's what we're going to get him on, racketeering. The sex trafficking was the one that was going to get him all the time. They got that one dropped.
They dropped the sex trafficking one?
Mm-hmm. That's dropped. But they got racketeering. Racketeering is, But that's like saying, hey, do y'all think all that coke we found, do y'all think he sold any of it to somebody? Even $5 worth.
Bro, if they drop sex trafficking, it's like that. I thought that was the whole story, that he was like the leader of this organization. If he was number 1, Cassie was his number 2. And they was like over this freak off organization. I thought that was the whole story.
I mean, what I thought he was doing, I thought he was on some jet, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, what they said, Jeffrey Epstein. Like, I thought that he was like he used it because you just listen to the media. It's just so off. They made it seem like it was a whole bunch of people in a room together. Your favorite rapper, your favorite singer, they all just getting down. But actually, it was three people in the room. This guy just liked to watch other people get down with his lady. That's just what he liked to do. And he paid him. Well, she paid him. He had her pay him. That was the right thing to do. And he just liked to watch.
Hmm.
And it was another guy similar. I don't know if I said that last week. Did I say that on the pod last week?
What?
Liberty, the guy. So there was this guy, Liberty University. Is that Christian? Is Liberty University a Christian school?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so yeah, the Liberty University guy. His name is Jerry Falwell Jr. He was paying this college guy to watch the college boy and the wife. Jerry Falwell Jr. Y'all never heard about that? Yeah, his dad created Liberty University, and they kind of was blackmailing him. Like it was these two guys who knew that their friend was doing this, and they said, "Hey, man, you keep on, banging my wife, man. I'm gonna let you have this villa down there in Miami." He said, "All right." They let him have a villa. So then his friends found out, "Hey, man, we in college. How you get a villa? You was a pool boy." "Oh, y'all, well, I just be hitting this dude's wife, and he just like to sit in the corner and watch, and I just get paid and get stuff like this." So those two guys said, "All right, bet." What's his name? Jerry Falwell. So they got a camera and got him in the corner and got him messing around with this man's wife, and then said, "Hey, look, you gonna give us $1 million? You gonna give us $20,000 a week to keep this out?" And mind you, these got people like super rich. It's like, all right, 20,000. He said, "Dang," he said that quick. So the two guys said, "Make it 100,000 a week." I said, "All right, just don't post it." He was like, "Shit. Hey man, well, we want us a villa and we want $1 million a week." And then they paid a little while, but they said, "Hey man, these dudes gonna hang us up on the cross for the rest of our lives." So he tried to get in front of it and just came out and made a Twitter post and was just like, "Oh no, my wife cheated on me." You know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah, so that's what happened. But Jerry Falwell, he did that, and they was giving much more than what Diddy and them was paying. And the feds never came at him. But, I mean, that ain't what it's like out here. It's kind of like, they say the law, even all the way up to the federal part, it's just like getting pulled over for a traffic ticket. If you get pulled over, sometimes the guy may give you a ticket, sometimes the guy won't.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, just if you into that sort of thing, that's not illegal, man. You know what I'm saying? If you want to pay male escorts
That's
to
illegal. That's illegal.
pay
Prostitution illegal. Prostitution illegal.
thanks.
No matter where you at, except if you're in Las Vegas, it's illegal.
Yeah, that
But
is true.
you don't get. I ain't never heard nobody getting life in jail for buying a prostitute. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever got no life in jail for buying a prostitute, dog.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, that is fair. Um, let's go ahead and move on to the main event. Um, Israel versus Iran. Yeah, man. So just a little backstory for the people listening. There's been Israel originally attacked Iran's nuclear facilities, but they didn't have the capabilities to attack some of their facilities that were underground, more specifically under some mountainous areas. So, like, they had built a nuclear facility within a mountain, and Luckily, Israel is allies with the greatest military in the world, United States. And the United States has these bombs, they call them bunker busters. And basically, what these bombs can do is they can drill into the surface of a hard surface about 200 feet or a predetermined amount, and then they detonate. So that's what happened. So
Hey man, tax dollars well spent. Them boys got everything, man. Tax dollars well spent, man. I ain't never
man,
heard of nothing like that.
me either. I was just like, bro, how did they even come up with that? Like, but apparently it's a well known practice for like, people to build, certain bunkers and stuff within mountainous areas or underground. So they built that weapon specifically for that. And they say that's what Donald Trump meant when he said no other military in the world could have accomplished what we accomplished. Because those are like the biggest conventional bombs in our arsenal. So like the only bombers that could carry them were those B-2 bombers that shaped like V's, that look like a UFO or something like that.
Boy,
And
I bet that's so scary seeing that coming your way.
did you see any of the videos when they was like flying over beaches and stuff?
Uh-uh.
Bro, it don't even look like they should be in the air. Like it looks so crazy.
Nah, that's
Hey,
crazy.
that's them tax dollars. That's all that money that Willie be talking noise about spending money on the military.
Man, they didn't have them for a minute though. But uh that whole situation is so weird. Like it was like I don't know if y'all saw the tweets because everything gets retweeted to Twitter that he does on Truth. He was like, Israel and Iran, Israel do not respond. Iran, you must stop. And then the interview after it happened, he was like, we know we can get you if we want to. We will attack you. You are not hiding. If we want to do a regime, it was just so much. That whole week, it seemed was just so much. We hit it. We killed them. If we want to kill y'all, we'll kill y'all. No, they didn't. They didn't destroy it. They only set it back a couple months. No, we didn't. We set it back a couple years. Israel, do not respond. Turn back. And then they said, oh, we have a ceasefire, right? And then like an hour before the ceasefire, Iran and Israel are shooting bombs at each other. He's like, Israel, Iran, stop. And then that next morning, he was like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And then it was like, bro, like, it was so much to keep up with. Honestly speaking, I don't know. Like it went from being we obliterated them to they only set back a couple of months, and then Marco Rubio said today, "Oh, it's actually not a couple of months. We set them back a couple of years." So it's like I, at that point, I just turned the TV off. I mean, I was just like, "Oh, what? Yay!"
Yeah, that the weirdest part about it is that ceasefire. Does anybody know what the updated thing on that is? It really a ceasefire or did they not listen?
Hey,
Was there any
one guy,
confirmation?
I haven't heard anything about any bombs, but what do they call him? The supreme leader of Iran? He said it ain't no ceasefire. He said we won't submit.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like I said, an hour before the ceasefire, dude. And did you see? This is why it's so crazy. This is why all this is insane. Did you hear the rules on a ceasefire? It was like in 12 hours it's going to be a ceasefire, and then 4 hours after that, Iran's going to have to stop. But in 6 hours, in that 12-hour interval, including the 4 hour interval, Israel will then have to be under the ceasefire. It was the craziest like stuff, and I just gave up. But I'm glad that we won. They won. Who's winning? I don't know what's going on. And then they were talking about the one in Qatar where they said that Iran called ahead of time and said we shooting. Dude, this whole Iran Israel USA thing is ridiculous. And the fact that his whole campaign was I'm gonna keep us out of wars. I don't know if this is a war, but this is a weird love triangle we got going on. Like I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up anymore. I don't know.
Well, the thing about it for me is like, okay, so let me give y'all a bit of background on what I know about these nuclear weapons. So, nuclear nuclear power plants, they use like 20% enriched uranium, right? So the percentage of enrichment determines the use of uranium, right? So 20%, everybody in the world that has nuclear plants does that, power plants. But it's like whenever you trying to get to that 95% enrichment, that's bomb level. Like 95% enriched uranium don't have no other use than for a bomb. And they said that
They
Iran
lied,
did.
didn't they? They
Yeah,
lied and said that they was like researching or something.
yeah. Cause yeah, there are other uses for enriched uranium, but that 95%, that's only for a bomb. And I think it was unclear how much 95% they had, or like if they was lying about how much they had or whatever. And that's basically what prompted us to try to stop them. Um me personally, I'm starting to get a different viewpoint on like how the world works as far as like military conflict. Like you would think. So like growing up, I used to think war, came kind of easy, right? We went to war with Afghanistan, went to war with Iraq. But turns out we didn't actually go to war with those countries. We went to war with organizations that just happen to be stationed in those countries. And what I learned now is countries like Iran, they don't really want to go to war with the United States. Like when you weigh the risks and rewards, it's like, why would you want to go to war with the United States? You know, it's just gonna be a lot of people to get hurt for no reason really. Because Iran ain't winning that. So when we bombed them, a lot of people were saying World War Three, World War Three. But I knew, nah, they gonna try to show strength, but that's it. So when they shot those 14 missiles, that was to just appease a certain group that was saying like, "Yo, we not afraid and we will shoot back." But they knew that because remember the same thing happened. What was that? 2019. Uh, I think it
Them
was
and
after they.
them in Israel. The funny part I think is like them in Israel just have at it, and we sold weapons to both of them countries. They just shooting weapons at each other that we gave them. It's funny to me. The Iran thing that was interesting from the nuclear standpoint because like again, President Trump, he one of the best people at making his own problem and at making his own solution. So y'all know he got rid of President Obama's nuclear deal with Iran, and that's what led us to where we are now. Because like when Obama was president, he did a deal that was like, "Hey, Iran, if y'all chill out with this," like Anthony was saying, they were pushing towards a bomb. They were like, "We're gonna make a bomb," and he was like, "Hey, we're gonna sanction the hell out of y'all." But he said, "Hey, if y'all want to get back in the trade, we'll lift the sanctions if y'all agree to this deal that says, hey, we not gonna work towards a bomb, and we're gonna instead use it for like Anthony was saying, clean energy and XYZ, blase, 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 but not a bomb. If y'all let us enter back in the trade with y'all, because that's what they were getting hurt on the trade in." So they signed it, all of that. But then
We're
when
making a
President
bomb, but we can't eat.
and then exactly got a bomb we can't eat. Then President Trump came in, and then like remember he said his first things was to roll back President Obama, all everything President Obama did to roll it back. And that was one of the ones that he took off the table was he pulled the U.S. out of that deal with Iran, which basically killed the deal because we were the one who started the Iran nuclear deal. And then it turned into this, right? Then Israel shoots a bomb then Israel shoots a missile at Iran. Iran shoots a missile back. Pause. No, what happened? I'm sorry. Israel bombs Gaza. Well, the whole Gaza thing, takes off. Israel bombs them. months go by, Israel randomly bombs Iran, comes out and says, hey, we bombed them because we know that we think they finna bomb us. We're just gonna get ahead of it. Iran's like, no, we not. They bombed them back, and that gets us where we are now. And now it's done. But we know Israel has nukes too. But they don't have to disclose their nuclear stuff because they're Israel. Which I know this is about the Iran thing, but do you guys personally, do you feel like we're too attached to Israel? But I know why we are. I don't want to speak on why we are, but do you feel like we too attached to Israel?
You say you know why we are.
Oh, for sure.
What's the answer to that?
I'm gonna type it in the chat. I don't know who be watching this stuff. I don't want to
He
say
can't
nothing.
say.
Because I honestly don't know.
Maybe it got
why.
something to do with what you told me not to use that phrase earlier today.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you think what I just typed means, that's why I think. Because there ain't no way. It ain't
It's
no
supposed to be a
way.
foul out podcast. Now we sneaking words around, bro.
Hey, but if you just think about it.
I want it to be another episode next week, so.
Yeah. Who on YouTube, bro? Who on YouTube? You gotta check out all this stuff, man. But like I said, clearly we have a relationship with them that is very unique.
That boy drinking that Saratoga water, man.
It's so good.
We done came up in the
No
world.
free shout outs, man.
Saratoga.
Yeah. Put some duct tape over that brand.
Yeah, no free shout outs.
Hey, we probably
drinking
can
some
get a
water.
brand deal with a gambling company. They said they be handing out deals like it's left and right. I'm trying to get me one. But yeah, so Cam, what we're talking about is the ceasefire in Israel and Iran and how it all came to be.
Yeah, so I'll ask you the question that Willie just asked. How do you feel about how, I guess, tethered we are to Israel and their pursuits? How do you feel about that?
Man, out of all the people to be tethered to, I get it, but I'd rather be tethered to Europe, if I'm being honest with you, man. They got more fun cities. Israel, though, I mean, you just got to think about where they are in that region, man, with all them other folks over there. They the most kind of stable not really democracy. They had the same for a gazillion years, but they the most kind of stable, I guess, country around there outside of Saudi Arabia, and one of those things is not like the other.
Okay. Yeah, I feel that.
The intelligence, man. Do you got to think our defense intelligence and stuff? Do you like the IDF? The Israelis are some of the best military intelligence in the entire world, and we are.
And they just got hit. They still got hit by Iran.
Well, I ran up the street, man.
It don't matter. They still got touched, and then they tried to fire that same stuff
hit by Hutto, man. That joint, you throw a rock over there and hit them. It's so close.
But see, those same guys fired at the military base and missed every shot. They got picked off.
I think about it. I think Israel, didn't they start this off again?
Yeah, they shot first.
Yeah, they shot first.
Well, they was busy shooting up Gaza. Then they said, "Hey, we might as well just shoot one at them other boys. Them boys ain't fighting back." So, I know that that's the crazy part. So y'all know how that
Israel is willing to pop off.
Yeah, they willing to, like, the Palestine, the Hamas people came over and killed. There was like 100 or so Israel, and then Israel came through and just bombed Palestine for like a month straight. They didn't probably kill about 5,000 people, if that, probably more than that. Then blew that whole place to smithereens. And it's like, yeah, they should have never came and did that. Matter of fact, we're finna send one to Iran. Just so happened that Iran and Israel are the most developed countries in the Middle East. Like, Tehran is huge. Like, it's the capital. It don't look any different than you would think, like Turkey or Istanbul or like one of those.
Yeah,
Like,
no, Zohran is like New York.
yeah, Tehran's huge and it's developed. Like it's not like you go over there and it's like
It's
dusty
a
or like no,
15 million person metro.
it's developed. And then you think about at the same time, because this has been going on for a minute. At the same time, because everything's taking a back seat, right, to everything else. You got Russia, Ukraine. Then for a minute you had Pakistan and India.
Mm-hmm.
You got Israel, Gaza. Now you got Israel, Iran. It's just a whole cluster. Quietly, you got China and Taiwan, and quietly you got North Korea. It's just a theater that's starting over there. That's not. I don't think that's good. Summertime when folks pop off. So the fact that we kicking it off this early in the summer, we 3 days in the summer, I don't know.
Yeah, let me show this clip before and after of Gaza.
Damn.
This is the crazy one.
Turned that to a stack of bricks.
Man, I hate to have seen all this happen, man. I'm gonna be
Well,
real.
that's about $1 trillion worth of damage.
I just really wish Hamas hadn't popped off when they popped off. If we
So
be
would you?
realistic, man, this could have been avoided.
I
So
don't
would you
think so.
say Hamas is basically like if the Crips decide to go into politics?
Yeah, it's a sect.
Yeah, well, the thing is, too, man, they have more peaceful other like kind of groups around there and stuff. You know what happened to them?
Flat.
America got rid of them.
They
Like it was
flattened
like
them.
Hamas was like the last like kind of militant like kind of sort of group that was left over there. There were other groups that were like more peaceful,
What,
like opposition and stuff, but they just kind of
did,
got systematically eliminated over the years.
did you watch the Ted Cruz and Tucker Carlson interview?
Only
And
clip.
he was like, you say what? Only clips? Well, Ted Cruz was like, a lot of times when they go take over and overthrow a ruler in some of these Middle Eastern countries, then Islamic radicals end up taking over, and then they right back into a worse place than where they started.
Pretty much.
And like he was like, and I don't have the same opinion as him, but he was like with Gaddafi. You had Gaddafi, and he was like he didn't like Gaddafi, but then when they overthrew him, Islamic radicals came in and took over and made things 10 times worse. He said the same thing with like
The Muslim Brotherhood and all them dudes.
Iraq and stuff like that happened.
Well, I mean, look what's happening here.
Yeah, it's wild,
You got
wild
the
west.
radical kind of Christian kind of people trying to take the country over in a lot of ways. I mean,
But they don't be killing nobody.
not yet.
Nah, when it came to that, Israel. Look, Israel is so. In my opinion, and I think if you think about it, this should be like conspiracy, but I actually think it's legit. It's a setup over there, like it's a setup here. Like Israel knows Hamas gonna attack, but Israel needs to have a villain, right? To say, look, they attacked our concert, they kidnapped our people, and then so that was like a week or 2 week long standoff. So they use that to say it's equivalent for us to now bomb them. We don't know who we bomb. We just gonna be bombing for a month, and then we're not gonna give them aid. Clearly, they're not gonna fix up the country. That defeats the whole purpose of bombing it. But then they get a lot of support stateside from high-ranking. Like I don't think people realize just how many Jewish people are tied into this Israel sect. Like the fact that Trump got how much did he get from APA? The American Israeli Pact. Didn't that one lady give him like $160 million for his campaign? Like that's
Tom Cruise? I mean, Ted Cruz?
no. She gave Trump $160 million for his campaign.
Are you talking
That
about APEC,
they,
IPEC, or something?
yeah, that
Yeah.
Adler lady. So it's influence here.
The reason why I said that is because Ted Cruz received money from him too, and he
Oh,
didn't even
that's what I'm
say that.
saying. It's all tied in, and that's why everybody like, oh, and that's why Tucker Carlson was like, so what we doing over there? We didn't gave them people how many billions? They can't fight their own battles. So what's Iran doing? That's crazy. See, people getting to the point now, like the political machine always says, if it's in the Middle East and it ain't Israel, it's bad. No matter what, it ain't gotta make sense. You just need to know that if it's Israel, Middle East, bad. We always team Israel, and the people here think, oh, well, if it's Iran, Iraq, they ain't nothing but terrorists. They don't even know the difference. Some of the people that can't even tell you the difference between Pakistan, India, none of that. They just know, hey, over there it's a terrorist. You bring somebody who come over here and
Hey,
say,
man,
dude,
another thing
I'm
too,
from
man.
Saudi Arabia. They don't know about that. It's a dude from Saudi Arabia is a terrorist to them just like anybody else.
You know
Right.
the
Like that Saudi Arabian prince we saw in Spain. He was
well,
cool.
hold on. You know how they show the movies of the Middle East all the time? They always got
Yeah.
that yellow tint to the sky and everything. It don't look like that,
Don't
man.
look like that. Heck no.
Orange little tint in the background. Like what?
Yeah. Somewhere in Iraq. We just on the side of a mountain, and that's like the general population of that
They
whole
made it
country.
look like it was Mars or something. Dog, I don't know if anybody's seen. I would encourage everybody watching to go look at Baghdad right now. After we done blown everything up over there all them years in that war, they got about 45 skyscrapers coming up right now, like with the redevelopments after they're rebuilding after we were over there for so long. Like when you look at it, it's a nice place.
Hmm.
You going over there?
No, 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 no.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Right. That's how people
I
be.
ain't going nowhere
Yeah,
near
that's
none
how
of them
people be
joints.
just like that.
I mean, bro, I'll be honest with you, man. Those ain't really my jam. I mean, don't get me wrong. At some point, I like to do the whole Dubai thing, but like, I don't know, man. It's a little strict over there.
Bro, I'm finna look this up because we get the State Department updates. So the State Department just made Iran no travel, like no travel at all. I wonder what they got for Israel, what their rank is for travel. Let's see what the State Department saying. They're not really speaking on it right now. Let me see. Okay, advisory level. Here we go. Oh, it's level 4. So it's do not travel to Israel either. So you can't go to Israel. You can't go nowhere over there. And they got it
So
all
that
wrapped up as Israel, West Bank, Gaza. Like they don't even separate it out. They just say Israel, West Bank, Gaza.
Hmm.
so it's just basically up, is what you're telling me.
Bruh, since we on this, what did y'all think when Trump said MIGA? He said, God bless Israel, God bless Iran, and God bless America. MIGA, make Iran great again. Bro, this is
You
almost like,
lying.
yes, bro, he said that. This is almost like TV, bro. Like, it's I don't even know, bro. I just say, look, man, it's not even worth picking a side at this point. It's just like, and then he beefing with Tulsi. He beefing with his Secretary of the Homeland Security, what her name, Tulsi Gabbard. He beefing with her. It's just a whole, bro. How many months we in, Cam? He took over in January. It's been 5 months now. February, March, April, May.
But
Yeah, 5 months, baby.
dang, make. Oh my
You
God.
saw that? Make Iran great again, nigga, bro.
Make
This
Austin
is
great again. That'd be
This is
messy.
gonna be the when hey, look in 2030 when they drop that Netflix documentary about all this. It's gonna be absolutely like when people like when Ted Cruz, Mark Rubio, and all them boys sit behind that Netflix camera and they say, "All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right." Now, what really went down? They're gonna be like,
Well, let me tell you.
"What?"
Uh,
Hmm.
You think they gonna wait till he pass away and then just dig off on him, or they gonna just?
When Trump dies, they gonna look at Trump like Ronald Reagan.
I, he not as.
Yeah.
I feel like Ronald Reagan wasn't this active though. Like this dude,
You ask some black folks from back in the day, Ronald Reagan was the devil. You ask some white folks from back in the day, Ronald Reagan is Jesus himself.
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, he had like way more support though.
He
Like
won every single state except for
yeah,
I think like one or two. Like the whole map was
he's
red.
was that Jimmy
yeah, that's
Carter
what
that he
I'm
smoked
saying.
like that?
Dog,
Mm.
Ronald Reagan was an actor back then. Just from
Carter.
his
I don't even think Carter ran against him. I think
popularity, he was cheap. Oh, he was cheap. All that, and we still living through yet another iteration of trickle down economics. Because when you
What
really,
do what do you have against that?
oh, I don't believe in really trickle down
it
economics.
don't ever trickle down. That's
No,
what
that's
happened.
exactly what I'm saying, man. It don't never trickle down. Look at this tax bill. They don't give all these rich folks tax cuts. Oh, thank God, Barbara. I made $10 million this year, and I'm only got to pay 2 instead of 4. God, like what?
Or it's like, hey y'all, we
Sound like
gonna
a
we
pretty
gonna we
good deal
gonna
to me.
we're not gonna tax tips, but we finna cut Medicaid.
Everybody on the bottom struggling. They fighting. They
Yeah.
scratching. Can't
Hey,
eat.
look,
Can't
You,
eat.
hey,
Can't eat.
Arkeem, you a money guy, Arkeem. You see how he talking to your boy Jerome? Why won't he cut the rates?
he not in charge of cutting them. Well, he don't. Well, he's his job do the best thing.
If they were to cut them rates right now, though, the inflation would go crazy.
Hey, Arcane, if you looking at them numbers and Sean say, bro, cut them rates, but you if you cut them rates,
The
inflation
country gonna
gonna go.
fall apart.
Yeah, see the thing is, Jerome Powell, he's fighting between becoming one of two people. So it was this one Fed chair, he eased up too quick, and then inflation came right back, and like it was like a double top. But it was this other guy, he held on for too long, you know. Um, but and then I think it put us in like a short recession. But
Anthony, what would
I
you do
think
if you were Jerome? Because I kind of feel for him because he was like he held this time, but even if you think about cutting the rates, two weeks after you decide to hold, they shooting missiles across the border at each other. This is like, bro, give me a break, give me
yeah,
something consistent that I can
yeah,
base this off of.
markets like stability, and Trump is not that guy. Trump, he like to shake up the world and then try to catch the fish. Like
You mentioned the markets, the stability. The Federal Reserve really has two core principles, man, and that is market stability and to maintain maximum employment levels. Those two things are what the Fed is here to do. So, however you go about managing those, and it's really antiquated. I think that we only have one lever to pull, which is the interest rates, etc. But those interest rates, however they do, it's got to be the most people who can be employed must be employed at that level, and you got to keep inflation down for that to happen. Sometimes you got to let a little inflation go, but if it's not accomplishing those two goals, we got an issue. The thing with Trump is like, well, if we want anything to happen, we want any employment or anything to go up, you just need to cut the rates. Cut the rates. That way people can buy more houses, buy more cars, finance a lot of stuff. He can get another mega loan. They just bought an island today, like in
Bruh,
the Mediterranean. They just want to buy up everything. The rates
while
go super low, layoffs, boom. They buy
while
everything.
you were talking, Cam, I just looked up the housing rate because I remember when I bought my house, rates were rising. But I did not realize. I thought it had got better. I did not realize that housing rates are still over 6%.
You see me in this apartment. You think I don't
Like,
want a
bro,
house?
It's almost 7% right now, and it's like rising. They literally our first article was like it was from Forbes. It was like rising, like the market plummets due to fear of rising house rates. I'm like, bro, 3 years ago we was rising, and we still going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
you
I ain't
better
got
get.
no money now anyway, so we might as well go ahead and take our time with what this housing market get cheap again. I can't participate.
Oh my,
Austin rates are coming down.
they are.
Hmm.
A tad bit.
But it was like the highest growing
What do you
city.
mean the
You
price
know,
the prices on the houses, not the
yeah, yeah. Like
that rate
but it
they still
was.
hit you with that 7.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, you gotta think, bro. A couple years ago, people was getting them houses about 3%. That's
Bruh, I
crazy.
did, dude, Cam. I did not realize at the time, Cam, Anthony, and Arkeem, but when I was looking at them COVID rates, I'm sitting here like, bruh,
I'm not gonna
Dude.
lie to y'all, man. I didn't until all that happened. I ain't really know that much about interest rates, man.
dude,
I
me
got
neither.
I got a
Me
quick
either.
education, a crash course.
I heard
I
somebody say something
promise I
about
didn't.
refinancing, and they said, "Oh yeah, I refinanced at 2.3%." This was like 2020, 2021. I said, "Oh okay." I went to get my house, and she was like, "Hey, so the rates are going up." I was like, "Is that what's that mean?" So I ended up locking in at like 4.7. I'm thinking, okay, that's okay. I don't know anything about it, bro. My friend the next year, he was like, you know what, Willie, I'm gonna wait a year, and maybe the market will crash or something will happen. Bruh, rates were like almost 7, like 7.1, I think. And you didn't get any benefit for doing 15. It was like 30 was 7.1, 15 was 6.9. It was crazy.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And then it doesn't help that like private equity companies starting to like buy houses too. So we gotta fight them.
I didn't want to say that on the
Some way.
pod, but yeah, that private equity stuff is crazy.
Build a
Absolute.
portfolio.
I don't know how it is in Texas, dude, but like in Mississippi, a lot of these places now are just going in and just like you will look on. You know how you can look on like I don't know how in Texas you can look at the ownership maps and stuff like that, and like especially in Jackson and places, it'll just be like a corporation owns this whole block, and you just like,
Yeah, it's like that in San Antonio, bro. It's like a whole neighborhoods that's owned. It's called like Treetron or something like that. They own the whole neighborhood, got everybody paying rent, man.
Oh, that's the build to rent communities, man. I was just saying that Bill Ackman had already stated like maybe like it was like a month ago that he wanted to be like a new age Warren Buffett by buying up a whole lot of housing, etc. So, and he also bought a large stake in Uber. So you think about it, man. This guy is really hitting the essentials, and that's what this next generation of kind of I guess corporate private equity greed wealth transfer is going to be. The rich are going
What
to
you
buy
think
up
about
on the poor.
what you think about Bill Ackman?
You know I can't stand that man unless he want to give me a job.
Anybody can be bought.
Hey,
I can get you a
Anybody can be
job or
bought.
I can get you.
I mean, man, I just don't really like people who are too fixated on like hating wokeness stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, sometimes the woke stuff is too much. But like, I don't know, man. He kind of comes off as a little, you know,
Oh, they ain't. It ain't time to be woke now. They ain't playing.
he
Y'all
just
saw
comes
what
off a
happened
little racist, man.
when y'all boys was celebrating Juneteenth. You saw what Trump said. He said, "Man, we gotta quit wasting time with some of these holidays."
He said the workers tired of it
I
too.
I said, bro, nobody gonna agree with this. After he tweeted that, I actually downloaded Truth Social, made an account, and I just had to see the replies. And majority of people was saying, "Hold on, bro, like you wilding now." Like,
Oh yeah, I went to Reddit to the conservative subreddit. They said, "Hold on, I be working a whole lot of days a year, man." Nah, man,
a
but yeah,
lot.
that that I'm not
What
gonna
is
lie.
like how
That
racist
got me,
are
man. I
you?
was mad. I
how
Yeah,
racist are
I
you?
wanted that day off.
Yeah, how racist are you? Are you so racist that you don't want to be off of work? You know what I'm saying? It's like
And
that.
there's different levels of, you know what I mean, like kind of semi. I'm not going to just say this conservative mindset, but on that side of the aisle, there are a lot of people who, you know, they said, well, you know, the black folks was here with us at first. You know, they can stay. But them other folks got to go. Now, everybody seems to believe that them other folks got to go. But every now and then, they cool. They just got so used to us being around, you know, they like the chicken. So,
The fact that he
Well,
dropped
what I
that
saw a
was
lot of
good
people
take.
saying was Congress, if you gonna take our day off, Congress need to work more. Congress need to work full time.
nah, they don't, man. They ain't going to do nothing go up there and make bad laws. That's one thing about Texas. At least they only scheduled every other year. But when they hit them special sessions, ooh, them special sessions, man, they just go out there and they just make stupid laws like trying to ban THC and stuff like that.
Is Ted Cruz a folk hero in Texas?
Dog, don't nobody like
No,
Ted Cruz. But we live in
no,
a city,
We
dog.
never we never hear from them, really.
no. Nobody don't really like Ted
Dog,
like that.
Ted Cruz is one of the fakest dudes you will ever meet, man. The dude basically from Canada, for one. Two, he does this shtick where he's like this working class, blue collar, poor American dude. Man, where Ted Cruz go to college at?
Oh, he sound like Arcane boy Tommy Tuberville, but Tommy Tuberville got something for Arcane.
Ted
Tommy Tuberville said he not gonna seek re-election. Instead, he gonna run for governor of Alabama. That man done lived in the state of Alabama for 3 years. He said, I'm finna be governor of this thing now.
Dog, Ted Cruz went to Harvard Law School and was born in Calgary, Canada.
Mm.
I
And
lost respect for Ted Cruz when he let Trump rep on his wife.
No, I remember he used to call him Lion Ted.
Line
He used to call him
Ted.
Lion Ted, and they'd run behind him and say, "You could have a job." And then he said, "Man, you know I'm better than you. Look at your wife and look at mine." And then this
Dude, he
man,
did the same thing for Marco Rubio. He said, Little Marco.
with them
Little
little
Marco Rubio.
oh,
He had them nicknames.
Marco Rubio was
Line Ted.
and y'all know his real name ain't Ted Cruz either, right?
Nah.
of course not.
His real name is like it's like a Spanish name.
Raphael.
Yeah, yeah.
He ain't going by. Look,
Raphael,
Raphael
Raphael.
ruins the shtick, man. He gotta go
Yeah,
out there like he old school blue collar man. Dog, he talk about all these cities is bad. Nigga, you live in the middle of Houston.
yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Because Raphael Cruz sound like somebody who them boys gonna come knocking on his
Yeah,
door. That's
but
why he
no,
did that.
he is from across the border. Just the other border. That boy is from Canada. Don't tell me about being an American. He ain't from here.
So are y'all saying y'all more Charlie Sheen or y'all more Emilio Estevez?
Ain't they brothers?
Yeah, but you know, if you look up Charlie Sheen and you see his real name, that must say Carlos
Wait,
Juan
Charlie
Estevez.
is Latin?
Hey
That's
man,
his blood brother, same mama, same daddy.
he
Oh
made a
my
business
god.
decision.
What is he, a Cuban or something?
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense now, actually.
When Ted Cruz bowed down to Trump like that, to me it was like business as usual. You know what I'm
Yeah, for
saying? Like,
him, but dude, Marco Rubio, man, Marco Rubio did try to act like he's this man of honor and conviction and all these beliefs and all these policies. Soon as Trump said you want a job,
Bro, did you see that State of the Union, man? Marco Rubio look that address about the bombing. Marco Rubio look like a ghost, bro. They didn't took the soul out that man. You know, because he wanted to be president so long. He kept running. He was like a young, like I said, I think he was Cuban American. younger guy that's running for president. You know, he ended up getting the Secretary of the State job, right? But bruh, you just see him now. You see him like 2 years ago. It's like he got the life sucked out of him because you know he got all them positions. So he not even doing just Secretary of the State. All them people that got knocked out by Trump that he said wasn't worthy, Rubio had to absorb their jobs. So he doing like 10 people jobs for one person with no help. That's why that boy look like he finna croak. He backed it like this.
Yeah, that's how he looked through. He definitely gonna run for president again.
Man, if he, but I tell you, by the end of these 4 years, he gonna be bald because he look cooked.
Man.
See, when you know where you supposed to be at, like the mother boys that them boys that was bumping elbows. Oh, they in there like this.
It's crazy, man, because I would have rather seen a Paul Ryan, Marco Rubio ticket than Trump. And that's crazy.
And I don't want this as a political cast. What happened to JD Vance? Like, I remember him being very anti whatever this is, and then all of a sudden he vice president. It's
the same thing that would happen to me if one of them call and offer me a job.
Exactly. So you saying you will flip for that paper? You will rep that red for that paper?
So Cam, if they said we don't want you to be on Fox,
Cam,
if they said
Cam was stark Democrat.
They said, Cam, we got $30K for you to hop on Fox and Friends right now. $30K greenbacks.
I got some conservative views now.
Nah, they want you to.
And I will exercise them for the right price.
They want you. No. They don't want an appetizer. They want you to rep down.
A left moderate. I don't know, man. Here's my thing. The Democrats, they just be losing me sometimes. They get all caught up in nothing. They talking about defund the police. I'm talking about refund the police.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Like, bro, like who we gonna call? The Crips?
Bro, who grandma want to live over there in the hood and they shoot? Oh, he was shooting. So we wanted to arrest him, but we let him out the same night.
So I got so y'all talking sweet and all that. So you telling me if Fox and them
Cam
boys,
already expressing his Republican views, and he got a job.
Look at that.
He got the check.
So they got an earpiece in y'all ear.
Police.
They got an earpiece
Willie,
in your ear, like Anthony and Arkeem. They got an earpiece in your ear. You on Fox and Friends. They said, all right, Anthony Arkeem, here's your big moment. 100 big boys. All you gotta say is
100.
They say
100 big boys. What?
100K. They say all you gotta get on here is renounce the Democratic Party. Say Obama and MLK was a race baiting socialist.
Look, I didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left.
No, they don't want you to say that. They want you to say Obama and that Martin Luther King was a Democratic socialist. They want you to get on there.
We'll see you, bud.
What'd you say, Anthony? You gonna do it?
I could do all that.
I'll be on Twitter. I'll just be on Twitter with my conservative views and having 70-year-old white ladies saying, he's such a well-mannered young man.
They say, that's a good one right there. Yeah, that's what they'll be.
You know what?
That's a smart one.
Have y'all ever seen a conservative black dude on Twitter's comment section, boy?
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have that editorial. I'm gonna have that editorial in the U.S. Today. I'm gonna say, ain't nothing worse than being the white man's.
You saw the mayor of Dallas, didn't you?
Who?
Nah.
The mayor of Dallas last year, he hit him with one of them too. He said, I ain't lead the Democratic Party. Democratic Party left me. He said Democrats are the party of crime. So he got elected as a Democrat, and then a couple months in, he switched over to Republican.
Can you do that?
Yeah. And
now he renounced his party.
With a stupid hat. He looked funny now. His clothes got worse somehow.
So he sold his soul.
Pretty much.
All you gotta do is sign that dot. Come on. Come over to OVO.
Devil, it was a crappy deal. At least it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
Shoot, what? Wait till long. Shoot, when I'm sitting up in that penthouse that capitalism bought me. Hard work. I pulled myself up by my bootstraps.
Anthony already told me. He said the best thing you can do, like the most heroic act you can do, is expose a coon.
Hey, look, for 100,000, Willie, nah, I couldn't get up there. I couldn't diss Obama, and I couldn't diss
What if they
MLK.
said? What if all of a sudden you look down and you see 3 extra zeros?
You sure I gotta say fuck him?
Yeah. They're gonna have it on a teleprompter. Just start saying this.
I'm gonna say, you put the check down first, and see, and guess what? He gonna get to call me a nigga then. make sure the money in the bank for this go down, and then I'll let y'all know. I'll give y'all a refund if I change my mind. I'm about to get a real good finesse that day. Nah, I don't know. No, I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it
I
either,
mean,
man.
I couldn't do that.
Nah,
I
man.
stand.
You know, I love Obama, man. He Mr. Drone Strike himself. Can't nobody drone strike you like Obama do you, man.
Hey, look, I couldn't do it, man. I could not flip on
Yeah,
Obama.
I
Couldn't flip on
got too
MLK
many. I
either.
got too many
Oh,
ancestors. If I start cooning, I won't be able to sleep at night, and I love to sleep. I don't want them to have me like this, like they had old dude on the piano list on that wall like this.
Is this right here facts or what?
What?
My fellow liberal, me, sinner.
Oh, as over the years.
My
Yeah.
fellow liberal,
I'll be honest with you. I think them, you know,
me,
it's complicated, man.
conservative.
Because I think the left side
Bigot.
has gotten more like left. But like, dog, we live in America. Our Democrats are like conservatives in other countries. Like we don't have a true like social like leftist like the Democrats aren't true like leftist party. Now, homeboy who just got elected in New York City,
I bet yeah, the dude that won the primary, Zamani.
yeah, now
Wait, who is he? What did he win?
Zohran?
He won the Democratic primary, like,
Yeah, and they
and
use ranked choice voting, but
but he's running as a Democrat. Like, he's running as a correct me if I'm wrong, Cam. He's running as a he ain't trying to hide it. He's running as a Democratic socialist, right?
he's a member of the Democrat Socialists of America.
Yeah.
AOC is also a part of that.
Cuomo lost, right?
He
Yeah.
so he did a back door. Basically, he saw the first round of voting that he was gonna lose, so he gave up, and now he's thinking about coming back for the general election and run as an independent.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because think about it. It was the primary. It was like 1 million people who voted. The general election, everybody really comes out for that. But this dude, man, you talking about an actual like this is like an actual like left leaning progressive. Like
Oh,
Bernie Sanders. He's 33 years old, Muslim, born in Uganda, grew up in South Africa for a little, might have lived in India or something. Like this dude is like, he's
yeah,
traveled.
he Trump
So
worst nightmare.
basically,
That's
he
why
better
Trump tweeted him.
flip that bitch like a baton.
He Trump worst nightmare. He like you said, he's Middle Eastern, born in Africa, lived in Africa, and like yeah.
He got an indictment coming soon.
Oh yeah,
Y'all get ready.
I think he studied like black like African studies in college.
He not
Oh,
even black though.
I think
huh?
you said what?
He not even black though, is he?
Nah, but
He grew up in Africa.
yeah, his parents migrated over to Africa, and he was just born there.
That
Like
would
kind
be
of like
weird
went-
to me
he went to the
if
University of
he majored
Cape
in
Town.
like black studies or something.
Yeah, university.
hey man, I ain't gonna lie. I watched him on that Subway thing on podcast. He seemed pretty cool.
Not there.
I think it's because he's 33, but he seemed pretty cool. Like he wasn't like bugging. He was like, I just think people should be able to live in New York and like not be like. And I was like,
But socialist countries always end up in poverty and famine, though. Like it
I
never
got
works
two
out.
things on that, man. The European countries are largely somewhat very socialist. Like everybody's running like a form of socio-capitalism now, whereas capitalist, but like Europe is like very much so further on the socialist thing. Two, I hate to say it, man, this ain't gonna work in no New York City, man. It's too much there, man. It's too capitalist, man. People ain't gonna pay for this, man. He talking about getting food to the poor, like government owned grocery stores and stuff like that.
I will say this: if it's any city, if it's any city you could
They
pull it
get him
off
whacked
in,
before we get
is
that
New
done.
York. I'm not saying he gonna pull it off, but with they tax base and how much indiscreet money they get from just living like Trump, the congestion tax. They just bump the GW up. They bump the tunnels up.
Oh yeah,
If
he's
there's
talking
any
about
city that could do it,
buses are free for everybody too.
hmm,
He wants to make the buses free for everybody.
they should be 100%.
Ain't nobody
I,
gonna
I, I
take his
think I
bus.
think
They
MTA
make
is a
it
scam.
free here.
I think honestly speaking, I think borough to borough travel. Like if I'm staying in my borough, if I'm staying in Manhattan, it should be free. I get if you go outside your borough, but dude, some of these rails are point 0.1, point 0.2 miles away from each other, like literally walking. To encourage that and get rid of congestion, it should be basically free. Like I went from borough
That's
to
a good
borough, it was
point.
like less than $10. What are we doing? You
Yeah,
get you get more money off of that from like Surge and
and
Ubers.
didn't they make like $100 billion in like 3 months off of the congestion?
Yes, yes, that's what I'm
Man,
saying.
they not finna give up their money, man. There you go, right there. You
The
said they
only thing I
made
don't like about
MTA made 100 billion.
Off of
No,
congestion,
it's a new toll.
it's a
It's
new
like a new
toll.
toll, a new tax
driving
they
to Manhattan.
created.
Oh, you ain't
Uh,
never getting that. You ain't never getting that off.
But look,
They'll get him whacked before they get him that.
well, Trump was gonna get
no,
rid
I'm
of.
saying he could use that new money to, what I'm
To
saying,
justify making
subsidize
the
some
subways
stuff.
free.
The only issue I have with the congestion pricing is there's a lot of low income workers who drive from far out in the suburbs to get to the city, and that's what I don't like about it. But
Bro, they can do something with the main line where them boys go to the parking pass and just hop on the train and come to the city and leave.
and he got a rap album. He was trying to
Oh, that's
hide,
right.
but he got one.
He got a
Oh,
summer
for real?
2016 mixtape. All right, Ken, you gotta salute him, bro. You
Hey man, when I run for councilman, bro, next November, Cam, you gotta be on the board with me, bro. I hope you still here. If you desire to, you gotta help me write some
when are you gonna
bills.
start campaigning?
You
It's
can't
been
you can't
whisperings and mumblings.
you can't campaign until like 6 months before, so that'd be like June
But you gotta
2026.
go ahead. You gotta be like Bumpy, bro. You gotta go ahead and stake your territory.
Hey man, we gonna run when we get in. We'll talk about that later because feds might be watching.
And I will say this though, Cam,
Councilman
and
tax
y'all
shit.
too. Seeing Zamandi, like I just recently started looking at his stuff, bro. It don't take a whole lot because when I look at what he did, he wasn't doing nothing like crazy. He just kind of was just getting in places where he could have influence and people could hear him, and they was like, hey, because let's be real, y'all. It's the end of the baby boomers. It's finna be the young man's game. So it's more time than ever for somebody just to step up and say, you know what, I'm finna run for something. Just
Here's
see
my
what
here's
happens.
my biggest thought on this. If the Democrats don't learn now, they ain't never gonna learn. Cause
Oh no, it's over with.
this was it right here. They ran old man Kumo. Kumo left office disgraced after all them sexual assault allegations, etc. They running the same old washed up has been establishment politician full of money that just bought his way to the top. Nepo baby. It's time to start investing in some new candidates with some new ideas. This guy, he probably, I mean, if he's gonna get elected, it's got to be in New York or somewhere in California. He wouldn't get elected nowhere else really in America outside of maybe a Chicago.
Yeah.
But because that you can't run him nowhere else. But in New York, this might work. This should just be a lesson. You find the candidate that is as liberal as the place that they are running for will allow. somebody who liberal in Texas gonna look a lot different than somebody who liberal in California.
For
Acknowledge
sure.
that. Don't try to force no super duper rainbow hair lefty person on somebody in Arkansas. They don't want to see that. They want to see Bill Clinton. Call it what it is. The person who worked in Virginia don't even work in Maryland. So it's just a thing, man. The party needs to just kind of get some new life. Stop trying to run the same old people that grease everybody's palms. That's what got them losing in the last couple elections.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie though. I was finna ask you this a few minutes ago. After Trump, who really is coming up next in the Republican Party?
Oh, they
I
got a
feel
whole
like
lot of young racists.
they in the same boat.
Nobody. They got regens. Like what Future say? They got all these clone. They cloning me. They got like these mini. They got like look at it like this, Anthony. It's like Dragon Ball Z. He like perfect Cell, and the rest of them boys a bunch of Cell juniors. They not really Cell. They just kind of look like them and try to act like them. But really, Krillin can whip them. You know?
It's probably a lot of kind of tech bro culture people too. Like, I mean, honest, dude, it's a lot of young conservatives like who are really active in politics, and they're more visible to me than the young Democrats are. If we're being realistic here,
But I will say this though,
have a
Cam.
good pipeline of angry young men.
But they handicapped though because they can only go as far as Trump allows them. That's their biggest. The young Republicans' biggest issue is that if you stray away from President Trump, then you viewed as a rhino. So you kind
Yeah.
of gotta just fall in line. But that's bad because now you just spinning the
There's
violence.
a lot of young MAGA, dude. Like, I don't know, man. I
So
don't know who you've been talking to. There's a lot of young MAGA people.
one thing I'll say is Trump is becoming basically the Obama of the Republican Party. And I don't know if y'all know this, but Obama is the most powerful figure like in the Democratic Party. Like he is the Trump card. Like behind the scenes, Obama makes influences, he makes suggestions, and then
You know what they didn't do? They
what?
didn't listen to Obama.
Talking about with Kamala?
Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't.
they went against it. He wanted a primary. They went with Kamala, and look where we at now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And you know, I don't know, man. I read this article and I don't know how real it is, but basically they were saying like Obama is just like the black hand of the Democratic Party. But that makes sense though, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, look,
Obama, you know.
I tell you this right now, bro, because it's 2025. If Zamandi end up becoming mayor of New York and doing a good job, because technically speaking, he can't run for president right now, or he couldn't have run for the last time. If he get mayor of New York and people unequivocally say that he is doing a good job, I guarantee you that man will run for president in
He can't run.
Was
2028.
he born in the United
No,
States?
he not born here. You know who will probably run for president? Maybe
Wait a minute. You can
Mark
run for and be
Zuckerberg.
a senator. You can be wait a minute.
I think he
You
natural.
can if you're
You
not
can
from
be a
America, you
senator.
can run and be.
You can be in Congress without being from America. You can't be president without being from America. You can be
Yeah,
governor. You can be mayor.
yeah. Well, I guess he could, but dang.
But real talk though, you got any names as like who's coming behind Trump?
You got Mark Zuckerberg.
And you know Mark Zuckerberg ain't gonna
Dude,
run.
I ain't gonna lie. To answer your question, bro, the number one contender behind Trump is probably JD Vance. Straight up.
1,000%. Peter Thiel picked. Peter Thiel can't run for president because he's gay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, JD
Peter,
Vance is a Peter Thiel product?
Yeah, they're all Peter Thiel, Curtis Yarvin, like wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Thiel, and then basically like forced JD Vance on Trump. Like they handpicked him basically to do their bidding with them. That was like a compromise of all the money and shit that they gave.
That's why he had all them people to pick from, and he picked none of them. Like he had Tim Scott, Marco Rubio, Ted, like all them people lined up. He literally picked like, I'm gonna go with this guy.
Is that what
hey
people are
man,
talking about? I know you watch Earn Your Leisure, Cam. Is that what Ian was talking about when he said like he said it's like 5 kings in the United States, and
I
he
didn't
was
see
saying
him
like
talk
Peter.
about that, but basically, yeah. Because like, dog, I don't know. Have you ever looked into Curtis Sharvin?
Nah.
He's a blogger that Vance and Peter Thiel reference about who they've been influenced by, and he essentially doesn't believe in democracy. He believes in a monarchy, essentially, like a corporate monarchy. So like the corporations kind of run everything. You have like just like a monarch kind of running everything along with them, and that's how
I heard
everything
about
should
that.
go. Because he basically thinks that like a lot of people aren't really like built to make decisions, et cetera, et cetera. And so like so much, and Peter Thiel very much so believes in a lot of that. In fact, he's written like papers and stuff years and years ago, and like one of the things he thought was like once you gave women the right to vote, things just get more and more liberal. That never should have basically happened. You don't think women should be having the right to vote. It's just a lot of stuff. Like he's pretty well, he don't like women, so But
Send me his name because I
I'll send you
wouldn't know
some
how to
stuff, dude.
spell it.
I got a lot of material on this.
Yeah, Peter Thiel wrote the book Zero to what is it? 0 to 1. Yeah, but of course you know him.
Yeah,
But
Palantir,
he
baby.
he's over Palantir.
Co-founder.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
and
He not the CEO. Alex
oh,
Karp is the CEO, but he's a co-founder.
and I just saw it. I just saw today.
Oh, he got a different bag.
He's PayPal Mafia. Oh,
Oh yeah, I know. I
yeah,
know he
He
all
was the
PayPal Mafia.
leader. He
Yeah, I
was the
know he
leader.
PayPal Mafia. I know about him. All them all the
they said
boys end up doing good after a while.
Stephen Miller has like 250K in Palantir stock.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's my favorite stock right now.
Right. It's really a war stock, really, we being real, right?
I mean, it's a social surveillance.
More so data. They
Uh,
fear that
when they
they
built
gonna
that
start using that
database,
stuff.
people do that like dude, what they've got some stuff, dude, some AI, man. I bet you they can probably like search and find every single thing we've said on this thing. We probably fall into like a little catch or something like that, dude. Like they've got some. It's a lot of surveillance type tech, a lot of war stuff. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, I don't really know that much about the technology that they have. Like, is it just like a platform that's like,
Oh, they got a bunch of different stuff, but the real cool stuff is top secret for sure. Like we're not gonna find that out, but they got stuff on their website. They'll tell you about.
oh,
They got like
okay,
sensor tag for like drones and stuff like that, and like AI on your network and all this kind of stuff.
gotcha, man. Okay, there he is. I was about to say I want to move to this next topic, but I want to wait for Willie.
You see him, I don't see him.
Yeah, I see him, but it's loading.
Well, we might as well we can give it a second.
I would
And
say
off the
we're not
tech.
able to display this camera at Mike.
That's that
Um,
Mississippi Wi-Fi. The boy need to get out of there.
Dog, I don't know how he's still doing it out there.
Oh man, it's two Mississippis. Believe that, man. It's two of them. You got some people like you know what they say in Mississippi, bro. Either you're getting money or ready to die. You know, it's two Mississippis. Some people out there love it, love what they doing, making good money. You know,
So is Mississippi all right place to live in?
if you get money, if you got money, and you know get you a big old nice, get you a yard, 2 acres, 3 acres. You know,
Mississippi ain't really much different from Texas, bro. Other than opportunities.
yeah,
But if you talking about like how the people act and stuff, ain't much different
yeah,
than Texas.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well,
I ain't gonna do it, but I can see the appeal.
I mean, I'm never moving back, but I'll buy me a house there or something to have something there. But I'm never moving back.
Yeah, but I've been to too many places now to see how people living. That's one thing when you get to start traveling and stuff, and you start seeing people live like, wait a minute, he living like this over here. It's all right.
Yeah, it's like, you know, but if you do have money, then you are a target, especially, you know, as a black guy.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
But
A lot of them are just.
I'm going to go ahead and throw this up on the screen so we can wrap this thing. Buy now, pay later. Loans will now factor into your credit score after Klarna reported $130 million in unpaid consumer debt. What y'all think about this, man? Do y'all think this is the right move? It was gonna happen regardless, or what?
It was gonna happen, man. I remember when PayPal credit first came out, man. We was on that thing like white on rice, man. We was ordering all types of Armani Exchange back in the day.
Oh, that was the thing up there. That was the thing at the DMV.
Armani Exchange, man. Man. And then like I just remember one of my homies, he was like, dog, I owe like 3,000 on that. This is back when we really had no money. And like it ain't really he was like, it don't even matter because they don't even report to your regular credit thing or whatever. So he was good. But if that would have been if it would have been like this now, back then, woof.
Same thing happened to me, man. I remember I got approved for like I think it was like $700 PayPal credit, and I spent like a couple hundred on like a camera or something like that, and I didn't pay like 150 of it or something, and it just went away somehow. You know, back in college.
Man, I was buying that Brooks Brothers, man. I was buying all types of stuff.
Man, yeah.
Everybody broke, man.
Yeah, that to me, that's the biggest part about it is like, because you know, consumer debt is like at an all-time high.
Shaq,
Yo,
What's up? What's up, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
doing
we
good,
doing
bro.
good. We doing good. We were talking about how the buy now, pay later apps are about to flip the script and start reporting to the FICO and credit bureaus.
Good. Good for them.
Well,
They
they about
should.
to. Well, you know, it originally came out like, "Hey, we'll never report. We'll never report to FICO, and we'll never report to the credit bureau." Now they came out and just flipped the whole
Everybody's
script. They said it. Not Temu. What is it called? Klarna reported
hmm
like $130 million, or was it billion? It was like
Million.
It's
$130
million.
million worth of debt. And
Yeah.
they said, all right, we got to report this to the credit bureau. We got to get some of
Yeah.
this back.
I mean, I hear it. I hear them. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to interrupt whoever was speaking, but yeah, good for them. They should. They will 100%. People can't take advantage of systems, man. That's the problem. Everybody ruins a good thing.
Now
That's
Shaq will get on Fox News, man.
what? What are you trying to say,
So
Cam?
we said, for
What
the
you trying to?
right price, if one of them boys, one of these conservatives was like, hey, Shaq, you know, we really like what you've been saying on that file out, man. And we really feel like you one of us. So we want to put you in a position.
I
What?
really like
We
how
want to
you
put you in a position.
manage them systems.
I just want to
That,
know what did I say that makes me sound Fox Newsworthy
You talking
just
we,
about
now?
people taking advantage? Look at them on those food stamps. Was that a shrimp? No, that's not a steak.
was that a shrimp?
Oh man.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
okay. All right.
Was that
So
a shrimp?
hey, if they want me to come on there, I'll talk. I ain't gonna
Nah,
say, it
would
might
you
not say
flip
what
the
they want me to
script?
say. Nah.
Willie was saying you'll have to get on there and denounce Obama, MLK, and all them folks.
Oh no, I'm not doing that now. Nah. They can't pay me enough to do that. No. If
Me
you do
either.
that, you just I don't know. You just the definition of a
What if
sellout.
they said get on there and just say, "Hey, this is all you got to say: 100,000. Say I, Shaq, am a Republican. I didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left me. MAGA. 100K. 100K. What you doing? That's why he laughing right now, because you know he gone. He
Juneteenth on Easter time
gone.
anyway.
He gone.
I mean, hey,
Oh yeah,
I,
and you gotta do it on Juneteenth.
I
There
just
you
came
go.
into the office. I didn't
yeah,
see
man.
anything of that holiday.
It was a little easier before you add the Juneteenth in there. It was a little easier. I wasn't gonna lie. I was gonna be like, you know what? I might do it for 100 bands. Come on now, because then you can also just say
Shaq started talking about,
later
"Dude,
on,
I'm from Texas."
I'm be
From
like, hey,
Texas anyway. But
yeah,
hey, Cam,
exactly.
you were right. Cam was right when he said the Democratic Party, a Democrat in Texas, is not going to look the same as a Democrat in California. So they need to just like make a versatile Democrat
A
across the board.
Democrat in
Have
Texas
you,
is a Republican in California.
uh, yeah,
It
yeah,
could be. Yeah, it could be.
could
It's
be,
very close
yeah.
to
Uh,
that
the
line.
Cause
Democrats
there's some stuff,
can't
yeah, there's some
find
stuff in
no
California.
regular
I'm like,
moderate candidate to run, but like one that's moderate but still got like Obama was really a moderate. He won't know real liberal, like dude. Like they had to force him to endorse gay marriage. Sound crazy to you now, but at the time, at first, he was like, "Whoa, I don't know about that." And then
huh,
everything kind of shifted a little bit. He was like, "Well, love is love." It's
interesting. I didn't know that.
Me either.
really, yeah, no. They're like they was this back in this is in 2000 early 2000s. Are you going to the churches and stuff and everything on the campaign trail, man? Like
Yeah,
Democrats can't find a nice like middle of the road common sense candidate. And I ain't talking about no Hillary Clinton, no Andrew Cuomo. I'm talking about just somebody that you can really put some stock in, some trust in. Somebody who's gonna be, you know what? Let's not have this conversation about certain athletes in certain sports. Just ignore the conversation. Just keep the good times rolling. But also somebody who's gonna be like, hey, listen, people can't just be coming across the border. But we need to get some type of program or redo the immigration process and the way we would determine who gets to stay in this country. Like there just has to be a middle ground for people to reach, and nobody is currently offering that.
Mark Cuban, 2028.
I'll take it.
But you know, they said Kamala pitched to Mark Cuban to be her running
He
mate.
said, I ain't burning down with you.
Yeah, I should think I remember hearing that. I remember them actually. I feel like,
Oh, you gotta put the white man at the top of the ticket. What's wrong with y'all, man? You can have Mark Cuban with Kamala Harris as VP.
Well, they
Really,
did it with
put him on
Tim
Fox
Walz.
News.
Attorney General.
You on the Fox News, Cam? You gotta be progressive, man.
Oh, progressive message. That's done. That's cooked, man. Look,
One thing I will say is like I'm not a Republican,
look at him.
but
Look at him.
I
That's how I say I'm not a racist,
We're
but
finna say some
I'm not a
racist stuff.
Republican, but it's like, man, it just seemed like they just have so much more focus on like
Everybody sing the same
the
tune.
right things, like the
yeah,
important things.
The
You
Heritage
know what I'm saying?
Foundation
It's
gets
like
about it. Fox News gets
Democrats
about
care
it.
about everything except the important stuff.
They talk
you
about
think? Don't,
Democrats. They trick Democrats into arguing
nah,
about
Anthony.
what bathroom people using. Don't nobody care.
Yeah, give that to the states or really to the cities, to the localities. But
No, don't even engage
they
in
definitely
the
have.
conversation.
I mean, they can't do that though because like there's people that they need to
Why not?
support
You
them.
ask a Republican for some actual policies or on how to fix something. They talk around you for an hour and keep it moving. They've been talking about replacing healthcare for 15 years. I ain't
But
seen
the
the first replacement.
but there are people
Concepts of
like
a
that
plan.
though. The, the people like that though. So they can do that. They can talk around in circles as long as they come back and
When
say,
you get somebody who's gonna go out there, be dominant, drive the conversation, let people know what's on their mind and
"Whoa,
on their docket. That's what
whoa,
we need.
whoa,
That's
simmer
what,
down,
Yeah,
that's
simmer,
I'm not
what,
gonna cap.
listen,
I heard like during the campaign, I heard somebody say, "Yeah, the reason why men are gravitating towards the Republican ticket is because Republicans seem strong. They seem masculine." And I was like, "Man, that's not true." But man, when you really look around, it's like, bro, that is. It's like Democrats, they just seem so weak.
call it what it is. The Democrats been talking down on white men, especially the uneducated version of them, for the last 10 years. They done made them out to be the root cause of all the problems that everybody is experiencing. And you know what? They got tired of it. And guess what? They run the world.
This country, at least.
Sure, we got the
Yeah.
nukes. Except for the Chinese, there's a lot more of them. But dude, realistically, when you really look at it, man, what do you hear about for the most part? You hear a whole lot of feminism. You hear a whole lot of, well, men need to work harder. Men are falling behind in college. Men are falling behind in this, falling behind in that. They sexist. They misogynist. All this stuff. Complain, complain, complain. They even making up new words talking about misogyny weird.
It's called
They
massaging the
what?
call
weird,
it
It's
what?
called what?
massaging the weird."
Massage and then NOIR. They made a specific misogyny experience for black women. So basically everybody got their own way to complain about white dudes. Dog, I get it, man. Listen, like sometimes they be tripping, but you can't just be all on the news talking about them and alienating them. And then the Democrats, they basically focused all their policy and all their media attention on basically becoming the party of women. That's what they did. They said abortion. That's our thing. That's what we running on right there. Appealing to those people. But then you got to realize these women and suburban women and stuff, they voting thinking about their sons. They seeing these other boys fall behind, not go to college, not finish college. So then what are you going? They said, well, this at least give my son something. Like, you know what I mean? It's just thing, man. We got
Yeah,
they gotta figure that out. Because you can't just have talk. They complaining about the nuclear family, complaining about this, complaining about that.
and that's important things though.
What
Not
about
to
what is a Democrat made an appeal to us about having a strong family? They talking about some patriarchy. What about being a strong head of a household?
You said when is the Democrats?
When has the Democrats recently made an appeal to men or just kind of like offered this vision or support of what it means to be a father, like a strong leader of your community, of being
Yeah.
like a man? They tell you everything the men like is bad. Oh, sport football, they hitting too much. Oh, look at you, you're grilling, it's tearing up the environment. Look at you eating all that red meat. Be vegan. No, 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 no.
This man is popping off.
Yeah, yeah, right. Cam,
But just think,
Cam
just
was on one
once
today.
y'all really think about this, man. Just really think about it. Think about the messaging. Next time you see or go look back on how the messaging has been and see how it's been. Because you're talking about it. You, Anthony, you're saying like it's they don't see him. It's just got a more of a feminine tilt because it's trying to appeal to educated women voters.
I mean, I
It's your fault
definitely
they're poor.
see
It's
that.
your
I
fault you don't have
definitely
a wife.
see that. Huh?
They tell them it's their fault they're poor. It's their fault they don't have a wife. They call them insults. All types of stuff.
I mean, I definitely see what you're saying is about about the is there's more of a appeal to like the female population. But like, I also kind of feel like the Democrats tried to like. I feel like they try to more so paint themselves as the most educated option in general. Like I don't, like I want. I feel like they want people to think that they are like generalists. You know, the perfect generalists. Like we understand everybody's problems. I hear what you're saying, but I also don't think that's the case because when I hear policies like giving first time home buyers, boosts to make their first down payment and make that like a fund that federally.
Who's buying more? Who's buying more first time homes? Single men or single women?
Single women.
Why you gotta be single? There's plenty of
I'm just
couples
saying,
out
but this is
there that would that
the
would want to buy.
demographic that overwhelmingly changed going to go Republican versus Democrat in the last election was single men.
Well, okay, but see the question you just asked, who's buying them more? Like who's? I mean, without sounding
Even the college
like
educated men
who's who's
who's
whose problem is that? Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that they don't want to buy a house? Like that more men, single men, don't want to buy a house. 'Cause I definitely think that there are more couples out there that would take advantage of that than single people. But like to the question you just asked me, like whose fault is that? That single women would want to buy a house versus single men. But
but
there's plenty of single men that
certain
could
class of
afford to buy a house.
educated voter, like there's a certain class of women and educated voter that they're talking to, and not talking to a dude who works at a tire shop.
Yeah, that's why I pulled up this graphic right here, man. This was on the Democrats' website, Democrats.com. Who we serve. All of these things, and not one mention of men. They got women on here specifically. No men anywhere.
They ain't even on the website.
That's what I'm
They ain't
saying.
even on the website.
We're included though.
Black
So
African
what y'all are
American.
saying, it does say African Americans though.
What about Todd?
It said women,
We
bro.
meet Todd.
It said
Pull it back
women.
up, Anthony.
Todd? What about
Pull it
women?
back up. Let's
It
find Todd in
said
the
women.
mix.
What
Hold on a
Let's
about
find
second.
Todd.
what about Braden? What about Braden
Put the
and
chart back
Trent?
up.
Yeah, what about Braden and
I'm
Fender?
about to
Let's
pull it
see.
back up.
We're about to find Braden and Trent and Todd in the water
And
here. Here we go.
Fender.
Bro, it specifically says women right here.
You
It's
see that?
it's
Bullet point 4, Democrats abroad.
That's people who live
bro,
in other
that's people
countries.
in other countries.
Oh, okay, never mind. All right, you're right.
Oh
That makes
shit.
way more sense.
It's supposed to be a panel of educated men. Oh man.
No, you think about it. The
Uh,
only reason they got Tim Walz because they got scared. You saw
oh man.
these campaign ads. They'll have some old dog. I don't know, man. It just seems so obvious to me, man. Like where the messaging is failing, and
But but you see, you LGBT community, faith community, you can't. It's like you gotta pick a side almost. It's
you
like
know
because
what I
those people.
mean.
Hey, but they're saying
This is
they support
pure.
both and
This
they
is
put
when
them
you
right there
start
beside
doing
each
too much
other
identity
strategically.
politics.
Look at that. I mean, rural Americans that's on there.
So that's what we talk about. There you go, old poor white man in the country.
They say they support them.
What
That's what
about
they
Steve who
say.
work in accounting?
But I'm not gonna lie though. I'm gonna just be real honest. I
Uh,
think and see that's why markets are the best thing. Is because the Democrats needed to get their ass whooped the way that they got it whooped. So that they can understand what we were doing, the market didn't like. The market rejected it. So we gotta try something else. Right? That's the beauty of markets. You gotta learn from that. We got our ass whooped. So we gotta try something else.
so do you so what we need, or well, I won't say we, because I don't know everybody's party affiliations, and I don't want to claim the party affiliation because I'm more than just a donkey or elephant.
Don't worry, they heard
Um,
you on that. list.
You said what?
They had you on that list. Don't worry. They're inclusive.
I don't know what you mean by that, Cam. I'm gonna ignore that. I don't know what you mean by that.
And what
But
make it worse, they deleted that page too. Now it's gone from
oh,
the
did they?
official website. Go ahead.
Oh, why they try to take it off?
Because they found out we was coming.
So what you're saying is that we need a Bobby Cole, but on the presidential stage.
Who was
But
Bobby
y'all don't even
Cole?
know who Bobby Cole is. I thought y'all was educated.
No, man, educate us, my brother.
Yeah, who
Go
was Bobby
ahead
Hey,
and
Cole?
Google.
I don't know everything.
Bobby Cole
All I know is if you was Bobby
standing up
then, you gotta
to
be Bobby now. That's all I know
Bobby.
about him.
Hey, Bobby been Bobby, evidently.
A South
Bobby
African.
is he is stepping up to Greg Abbott for this next governor election in
Oh, I
Texas.
see him.
Hey,
Yeah. If you got a video, you should
I'm.
definitely watch the video. He's a solid guy.
Let me put
He
this
was a
up on the
lieutenant.
screen.
He was a lieutenant, and he also is a firefighter,
I'm
and
running for
he's a farmer.
governor to fight for Texans who've been ignored, squeezed, and written off.
He Democrat.
He didn't specify
You've
in
heard
his
about
ad.
bulls in a china shop? Well, that's what Greg Abbott's been doing to the people of the state of Texas. Tearing up everything we've built, kissing up to bullies and billionaires who are taking every last dime out of our pockets. Well, I don't give up that easy, on farms or people.
Weather, disease, inflation, and tariffs can make or break you. And as a young man, I was closer to broke than made. Like a lot of Texans, I needed a second job. For over 20 years, I fought fires, then drove 100 miles back home to work the cows. I've met people who've lost everything, treasured possessions, homes, even their loved ones. I was honored to help them in their darkest hour, and I'm prepared to do it again for the people of Texas. Elect me governor, and you'll never fight alone again.
Back up.
So hurry up
Back
now,
up.
and let's take
look at that Shaq ready to vote for him already.
I'm sure our kids grow up in a state of
Say
the
that.
people, by the people. Here's my plan. Fund the schools, fix the grid, legalize marijuana, protect Medicare and rural health care, cut taxes. Greg Abbott left us to fight for ourselves. Elect me governor, and you'll never fight alone again. So hurry up now, and let's take Texas back.
Is that the
Bobby Cole.
He got
I
blue,
am.
blue,
That's what
a
I'm
blue
talking
Texas.
about.
is that the part that you wanted us to see? Is that everything you want us to see, Shaq?
No, I wanted y'all to see the character first. The character, because like he fits the mold of like a Texas
The old
rugged
school
person.
Democrat.
Exactly, and that's what it sounds like. Everyone's saying that we need somebody that's gonna show like, hey, you can be a real man and also be a good person. And then, but Bobby Cole, I'm not saying that I'm voting for the guy because I don't know enough about him. I just found out
This is
about him. He
his
just
platform.
yeah, but yeah, I wanted y'all to see this because this is specifically calling out to a very wide audience, specifically in Texas. But I mean, it's a stance that a lot of people in the country could probably get behind. Honestly,
I
what you
mean,
think, Cam? What you think?
this
What's your
definitely works here. This work in the South, maybe somewhere in the Midwest. This ain't gonna work past north of Virginia, but this man, this is good. I don't even know if this dude is a Democrat though. You know what I mean?
It was a blue Texas logo, so
But
I'm
yeah.
assuming.
This is what because
I'm
look, man,
assuming.
you know what? I really liked Beto O'Rourke until he started talking about getting rid of them guns. He buried himself in he dug his own grave with that. You can't tell a man you're gonna take his guns from him around here. But
Yeah.
he was good till then. But this guy's got the charisma, and I'm sure he's also 2A. You know, if he's a 2A proponent and really serious about that, I think this man has a he ain't gonna win. He ain't gonna let you know Greg Abbott. Dude, shoot, Hot Wheels is the man. But
Cut that out.
It's a step in the right.
You ain't finna have that boy. You ain't finna have that boy on me like that.
it's crazy.
I don't know, man.
Governor Abbott driving. I think
Man,
about him in like some ginormous truck, like
dude, this
some
dude,
crazy,
he
like huge, like
when
F-450.
that stuff happened in Uvalde and Pete Buttigieg ran up on him and said, this is your fault. Wasn't that Pete? Wait, is that Pete? That's Jeff Beto. Beto, my fault.
Yeah,
Beto,
that was
not
Beto.
Buttigieg. Beto
Beto
ran
O'Rourke.
up on him and said, hey, this is your fault. That man was sitting just like this. And then them other boys stood up behind him and said, you shut the F up. And stood up for him. I said, oh, that's a bad boy right there. He got henchmen. You ain't never seen
He
no government with no henchmen.
he definitely does.
Look, man,
He
say what you want about Governor Abbott. Governor Abbott have them jobs popping out here.
what you mean?
What you mean, jobs?
Dude,
We
he
all
has
confused. We all like,
created
what you talking
a
about?
corporate environment that is so enticing to so many of the major corporate
Oh, I see you're saying.
as far in getting corporations to move here and set up shop in Texas has provided so many jobs and helped people build wealth so much that at the end of the day, they like, hey, my job is good. I can afford a car. In fact, I ain't even got to drive a sedan. I'm in an SUV or a truck now, and we can afford to buy a house. Sure, I might have to give up a couple rights. Man, you don't need them till you need them anyway.
How
I
much
heard
does
that
does
like
Abbott have to do it?
I heard the red tape to like build something in California takes so long and
Dog,
it's so
I've been.
much bureaucracy.
I'll
But
say
in
this,
Texas, it can get done in weeks.
dog. Dallas Fort Worth built more housing than I think the entire state of California maybe a year or so ago. In like a year. When I go to my homie spot in LA, it's this one like apartment buildings on the side of this hill, dog. They've been working on them apartments for like a couple years now. Dog, they've been building apartments across the street from my house where I live now. They started a couple months ago. They almost done. Now
Yeah.
they was going a little crazy with the nail gun. It looked a little cheap, but hey.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. I think I think California might lose its like being an economic powerhouse. I think it still will be, but I think Texas and Florida might take the crown
I
from.
don't think Florida will. I think Texas, dog. Here's the thing, though, man. And like, do they got a good business environment here? Yeah, I'll be honest, dog. When I go to California, I'm like, this is just better. Like, I don't know, man. It's just kind of better in most ways. Besides, like, affordability. If you can afford to live there,
And them State
Probably
you
would.
taxes. What
you
about
would
them state
if
taxes?
you can actually afford to live there, it is a much better like I don't know. I mean, like Los Angeles, like what's our big city here? Houston. Houston to me is poor people Los Angeles.
Hmm.
It's ugly.
What did Austin be? Austin has more of the LA vibe, if you ask me.
But dog, I'm talking about like it being a major, major metro, man. Well, yes, Austin kind of has
Houston is more
almost like a
compared to San Jose, if anything. Like,
no, it's not, dog. Don't you ever disrespect Houston, Texas like that, dog. San Jose is like Round Rock, but like it's big, but it's like really sterile and like suburban. Maybe it's like a suburb of Dallas or something. I don't know. San Jose sucked when I went there. I don't know. I thought it was kind of like I thought it was whack. It's a good place if you just want to go code and then go to your apartment and then go home. But like,
bro, when the next time you going to LA? I want to go.
I'll let you know. Probably in the
Bet.
next 6 months. But yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know, man.
let me know too, so I can at least just feel the thrill and then not go because
No, yeah,
I got
LA,
responsibilities.
LA is cool, man. San Francisco, Austin tries to compete with like a San Francisco,
Yeah.
if you will, and like All right, San Francisco just cost too much. All they got too many NIMBYs out there. You can't build no housing or nothing like that. It's too expensive, and like there's a lot of homeless people because can't nobody afford to live there. But what are you talking
But
about?
it's
Like
but it's better.
the natural landscape in California.
No, it's beautiful.
It's
They got
beautiful. The women upgrade. The food amazing. Now Houston may have some of them on that food now. I don't know, man. California's just a more like the city's better. Like if I'm being honest with you, man. If you have money for them, but if you a regular person, you better off in Texas. Like a middle class person is gonna live a much better life in Dallas, Houston, or Austin than they're gonna live in the Bay Area or Los Angeles, really. But if you got just enough money to live there, it's better. Like you got the beach, you've got like you know what I mean, the vibes
mm,
popping or whatever. But if you want to be around black folks, Texas is it.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying here.
Yeah.
We got any more topics?
Nah, that's about it.
all right, folks.
We got 5
OKC
fouls. We got
wins the
Shaq to
NBA
come
Finals.
in, and they got Cooper
Halliburton,
Flag.
Achilles. Yeah,
That's all.
ain't much to
Mhm.
discuss
Yeah,
there.
I'm tired. I got my roof Chris just pulled up, man. I'm gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? We got 5 fouls, man.
Oh, you ordered the roof Chris to the crib?
Oh
To
yeah.
the crib?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't get that.
appreciate y'all.
Appreciate
Y'all for joining and having a good combo.
Got this.
We got 5 fouls,
Fouls. And we
and we about to foul out. Peace.